Hi, everyone. It's Tiffany from MasteryConnect. I'm a regional education consultant working with schools and districts across the nation. Also, I'm a former educator who used MasteryConnect in my classroom. We're excited to have you on today's video. Today's video focus is on primary grades. So we're looking at that pre-K through second grade level, and we're focusing on assessments that are one-on-one, given where students have to have a verbal response. So think letter recognition, sight words, anything one-on-one, phrases, just trying to get students working with you and then actually recording that. So for today's video, our guest is Jenna. She is another regional education consultant with MasteryConnect. She's also a former kindergarten through second grade teacher and instructional coach. So she's actually going to take us through a specific pre-K through second grade assessment. Jenna?
Hey, thanks so much for having me today. I'm super excited to share this with you. I know sometimes as a pre-K through second grade teacher, all you feel like you do is sit down to assess students, because we all know that assessing in the primary grades looks very different. So I'm really excited to share with you how to effectively use MasteryConnect to gather the information you need and have great data, resources, and reports so that you can dig deeper into what your students know and don't know. So MasteryConnect is totally for pre-K through second grade students. No matter what others say or think, it is for you. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my account and show you how to do a letter recognition assessment. All right, so I'm in my MasteryConnect account and I went to my trackers tab and I'm going to locate my kindergarten tracker. Keep in mind that as we go through some things today, you always have this question mark resource with the Help Center and the online PD to know specifically how to do these things as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click into my kindergarten tracker. Here you can see a list of all of my kindergarten standards. And today I've loaded a letter recognition assessment to the corresponding standard. So here's my beginning of year lowercase letter recognition. You might notice I also have a middle of year lowercase letter recognition. I do this because I changed the mastery levels. Again, we all know that teaching in those lower grades, we have to assess the same skills over and over, and the mastery level changes throughout the year. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the performance grader to do this lowercase letter recognition. I loaded this as a true-false assessment. So on the left, you can see I already assessed some of my students. In the middle, here's the fancy letter recognition assessment. And then on the right is where I'm going to go ahead and score students as they're sitting next to me and reading off those letters. So to kind of give you just a feel for what that looks like, I'm going to actually have Tiffany be my student and read me off those letter sounds.
V, N, G, W, A, D, P.
So we did just a few letters there. As you can see, as she was reading them, I was able to easily click on true or false, whether she told me the correct letter or not. When you're finished, you can simply score the assessment. We also have a teacher app, so it's super easy if you'd rather this be in your hand and touch the true or false as you're scoring it. Now, the benefit of doing this on the computer is in the reports. So I'm going to go ahead and click into the reports to see how my students did overall. And something that stands out to me is this item analysis report question 7. Here I can see most of my students did miss this letter. I can see exactly who they are. And I can even switch over to the assessment to identify what letter was that. So Q. Now, instead of taking all of this data and sorting these students into small groups and working on a variety of letters with them, I now know from this item analysis report, almost all my students need help with this specific letter. So now I can just incorporate this into my morning message. I can incorporate it into my reading. I can incorporate it a lot throughout the day without having to really spend that small group instruction. So now I have that time back to really focus on other skills. And again, a great way to collaborate. And just to kind of reiterate, I started off with my mastery level actually being 13 instead of 26 at the beginning of the year. Kind of gives me a better gauge for where students are at. I just simply cloned that assessment so that in the middle of the year, I will raise that mastery level to 26, because by the middle of the year, I expect them to know most of their letters, especially if I have to have them reading by the end of the year. So hopefully that was a helpful way to see how you can sit down with a student, and really get that information. And again, it's not just for letters. It can be sounds, it can be sight words, rhymes, numbers, you name it. So hopefully that was helpful. And again, you can actually go to the community and search for some of these assessments or add your own.
Thank you so much, Jenna. It's a great, easy, effective way to track student data in the primary grades over the course of the year. So thank you. If you have any questions or need help, make sure that you visit our help center and subscribe to our MasteryConnect channel for more videos like this below.